Creating digital tests using Google Forms. A Google Form is a web-based application that helps you to create a questionnaire that can be used to conduct a test or a survey. How to get started? Let us now see how to create a Google Form. Select the Google icon and here type in the address box Google Forms. Now, several links will appear. Select the link that says Free Online Surveys. Free Online Surveys Google Forms. Select Go to Google Forms. Select Go to Google Forms. Now an untitled Google form will appear. Let us understand the various elements of this form. To begin with, we will give a title. So select untitled form there and type in, suppose it is a GK test. And in the form description, I want to write, say suppose standard 5th. Now if you select here, automatically the name gets altered. Right on top there is a color palette where you can design your form. So for example, you want to select a red color theme and the peach background. You can select whatever you want and then go to choose image and select any of these options. Suppose I select this image and click insert. The image will now appear. You can also select the font from the palette. Okay, now before you type in the questions, let us do a few settings. So right on top, go to settings. In this, there are three options: general, presentation and quizzes. Now in the general option, you can either select you want to collect the email addresses or deselect. Requires to sign in, limit to one response, yes. So we will select this. The child will give only one response. You can either enable him to edit after submission or you remove the selection and click save. Now again go to settings and we go to the presentation. From this you can select any of these options. And respondents, go to presentation. In the confirmation message you will see your response has been recorded. Click save. Again we go to settings and go to the quizzes. Now since this is a test, so we will select make this a quiz. Release the grade immediately after each submission, yes. We want the child to understand the score as soon as he has submitted. Then respondent can see missed questions, yes. He can see correct answers, yes. And he can see the point values, yes. Thus, after you have done this, click save. Now we are ready with the settings. Now we will start typing the question. Now the very first question, of course, will be, what is your name? So we type in the question, what is your name? Now since this is a mandatory question, we will select this required tab that you can see here on at the bottom right corner. Here select that, move the slider to the right this way, okay, and now we can see in the preview, let us go to the preview, it will show that that particular question is mandatory. As you can see, the red asterisk next to the question. So for mandatory questions, you can select the required option that is there at the bottom of the question box. Now let us start typing the questions for the test. For that, go to the plus sign. You can see the select question, add questions. Select that, add your first question. Suppose I type, which is the smallest bird? Now, here we can see by default there is a multiple choice. So I can go to the first option and write there B hummingbird. In the second option, suppose I type there sparrow. Now, at the base we can see an answer key. Select the answer key. When you select, it will ask you to choose which is the correct answer. So I check in B hummingbird. Now the moment you select the correct option, a point tab will appear. So there you will type in the score. Suppose it is 2 marks and then select done. Once that is done, we want to add in more questions. So again go to add questions and there I type identify the image. Here you can see there is an image box. So select the image, go to upload, or you can take pictures from your camera, or you can go to URL, or you can go to Google image search. Then type in clownfish and select. Select an image and click on insert. The image will now appear. You can resize it by using the resize tool. Now you want the first option, you want it as goldfish, or I put in the second option as clownfish. Again I go to the answer key and select the correct option. The points will appear and I will type 2 points and done. Done. Now once that is done, you can also see in the multiple choice there's a drop down menu. You can select any of these options. You can explore it whenever you are creating the form. Now there are other features that you need to know. At the bottom of the question box there is a copy, then there's a trash can. These are the various options that you can use. Again at the top of this box there are 6 dots that you can use to slide your questions, and this is used to reorganize. Suppose you want to organize it up and down, you can slide the questions as your choice like this. Similarly, you can also reorganize the options within the question. There is a 6 dots here and you can reorganize the move your options as you want. Okay, now let us understand. Let us see how the preview looks. So select the preview button and you will see here the preview button. You can select and you can now type in. Suppose you type in what is your name. I write my name as a student. I type my name. Which is the smallest bird? Suppose I select sparrow. Identify the image. I select clownfish and I select submit. Now I get the response. Your response has been recorded. So I can view the score. When I click the view the score, I get this particular answer sheet. The response, that is which is the smallest bird. The first question is marked wrongly, whereas the Second question has been answered correctly. I get the score here on the top right corner. I get 3 marks out of 5. Now, once all the settings are done and your form is ready, you have typed all questions, you want to send it across to your students. So you go to the settings, go to the send button right on top here, select send, and there are three ways by which you can select, that is via email or via the link or by embed HTML. Now in the first option, when you select by email, you have to type in the email of the student and select include form in email. Check in that. Okay, suppose you want to say go send the link, you will get the link here, select that, you can shorten the URL link, it becomes shortened, and then you select copy, paste it in the assignment box of your classroom, where from the student can open the test, or you can also embed it HTML as seen here, and you can copy it and paste it in the website. Now once the form has gone across and the student has answered, how are you going to survey it? For that, you need to go to the response. You can see here on top right next to the question, responses. Okay, now this is what you are going to see. One student, one response, that means one student has answered the paper. I can have either summary wise or individual. Summary wise will be either in a pie chart, or it could be in a it could give a graphical representation for each question. How many students have answered each question correctly or wrongly, it will give you the graphical representation. Suppose you want it individual, it will give you exactly what the child has answered in the form, in the text form. Now here on top right, if you want an Excel spreadsheet, here on top there is a plus sign in the green box. Select create spreadsheet, and you will get the create spreadsheet. Create a new spreadsheet. Yes, select this and then go to create. Now you will get the spreadsheet wherein you will get all the details, the date, the time, the scores, that is 3 marks upon 5 marks, the name of the child, which answer was given for each of the questions. That is the spreadsheet response. If there are 5 students, you will get the names of the 5 students on this spreadsheet. That means this is a quick glance of the response for that particular test. So that is all about Google Forms. It is a very nice way of designing a beautiful questionnaire for your student. Thank you.